Hello guys, this is Amanda Rich and I'm doing my Module 7 Human Resource Frame. Bowman and Deal's Human Resource Frame of Leadership, the video that we watched, it was quite short, but I thought it had quite a bit of information in it. It discusses how their leadership frame looks more like an organization and its human needs, and that it's more of a family type HR frame. Some things that I enjoyed that they said, just some high points, were that the main part are people and their needs, and that those certain people provide services to our students, and without those people and without our students, we would no longer have a district. There were 5 different points that they also talked about, one being goals and how important it was to align them to one another. Strategic planning, be able to gather information to promote the participation of everybody involved. The decision making, making sure that it's an open promise for commitment so that everyone understands what's going on, which leads to communication, and effective ways to exchange information and be upfront with one another so that way there are no lack of communication, and that a leader is actually like a server. Something that I really liked that they said was that the leaders were the architects, that they are the ones who formed absolutely everything. Now, when it came to doing my actual hierarchy, as it was stated before, if you put a poster on your office wall, what would it look like? I actually had a lot of trouble with this one. Part of me wanted to put the principal as the first thing, but then I thought back to something that my principal says, and he says something along the lines of, we are always there because of our students. Everything must be done with them as our first priority. So naturally, I stuck our students first. I said that absolutely the most important part of this hierarchy would be our students, but that the leadership and support is needed from principals and teachers and everybody else for the actual success of the student, but the student is the whole reason that we're there. The student is the entire reason that we got our degrees and are working however we are working in the building, whether it be as a custodian, as an office staff, as a teacher, as a para, maybe even as our breakfast cooks. All of those reasons, the reasons that we're there, are for the students. Then I placed our principal next. Everyone reports to this person or these people, including our assistant principals or athletic directors. I see them all as the same step. They create policies and procedures, they ensure that everybody is following them, and they drive the rest of the building. Their mood dictates how everybody in the building is going to feel towards something, and I think that is extremely important to point out. Next are teachers. The teachers report to the principals naturally, and once again, they're there because of the students, and they're under the guidance of the principals. They need to communicate effectively with the principals for success of the entire building. Next, I would put parents and professionals. I would like to point out that I don't think that the parents and the paras are so much on the exact same level, but I feel like they almost have the same duties. I'm not discounting parents as I am one myself, and I can definitely see how those are 2 completely different jobs. But when it comes to actually during the 8-hour school day, they both have strong influence with our students in home and in school. And that I see that paraprofessionals report back to the teachers. They back and provide support to the teachers, as well as parents then provide supports to the teachers and to the student. I see how that could be a bit odd that I'm comparing them to one another, but I do feel like they have some similar jobs. The teacher gives out the main lesson, we could say, and then the paras provide support for that, whereas the parents then also provide support for that. Next, I have the office staff, cooks, custodians, and maintenance staff. I couldn't think of a fair way to actually divide these, but when I got thinking about it, they are all there for the students, and they all have such a huge support for everybody involved within our school. They answer the phones, they provide appointment times, they deal with discipline and attendance, and everything else that everyone else doesn't have time to be able to do. That is their sole job, and without our secretaries, I honestly don't think that our school could run as efficiently as it currently does. In my building alone, we have 5 secretaries, and they all have their own job that they do so well that when one of them is gone, it's pretty obvious that somebody is gone in our building, even though the other 4 pick up the slack very well. From our cooks and custodians and other maintenance staff, they all do such a wonderful job making sure our students are fed, making sure that our students are in a clean building, and we don't have to worry about their health in our building because of them. And I feel like that is an absolutely wonderful job, and nothing could be done well without any of those. Last, I see our community and alumni. I see these being part of the same thing. Because technically, sometimes the alumni become part of the community in some way or another. Even if they move out, they still most of the time have an influence within the community in some way or another. They all together serve as role models and possible pathways for later in these students' lives. These students may very well grow up, go off to college, and possibly come back home, or they go to college at home and eventually go out into the workforce within the community, within the alumni, as well as the community alumni provide a large support system for the school itself, whether it is a monetary donation or just simply coming in and volunteering, or even just supporting athletics or quiz bowl. They're coming to musicals and choir concerts. I feel like their support is more of love and dedication for our students, and that's definitely something our students do need. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you guys for being in this class this whole last quarter. It's been really enjoyable listening to all of you and being able to see all the different points of views that we all can muster up, but knowing that we all kind of have that same end goal to help support students and continue our educations to do that in the very best way that we possibly can.